Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call the Town of Cedar Lake Board of Zoning Appeals, June 13, 2024, meeting to order. Please rise for pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Here.
Mr. Hunley?
Here.
Mr. Jackson?
Present.
Mr. Burnham?
Present.
Mr. Kapora?
Present.
Mr. Austin?
Present.
Mr. Bungie?
Here.
Mr. Kubiak is absent. Ms. Hyduk is present.
Okay, first thing on the agenda are minutes of April 11th, 2024. Those were distributed. If there is no corrections, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion for the minutes as I stated.
Motion by Mr. Burnham,
Second.
second by Mr. Riley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapora?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Old business, number 1, Store Safe Developmental Variance. Owner petitioner, Store Safe of Cedar Lake LLC, 5301 Dempster Street, Suite 300, Skokie, Illinois, 60077, vicinity of 13649 Wicker Avenue, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303. This developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to use gravel for parking in the rear of the property, to continue to have parking along the property lines, and to have waivers from the lighting requirements in the gravel area of the property and screening along the northern and western boundary lines that is currently existing on the property. Do we have a petitioner present? No petitioner. No communications?
Can we make a motion to continue this to next month? Or do you want to wait till the end of the meeting?
No, I don't wanna wait, but we gotta take some action next week on this, right? For the,
Is that
letter of
for,
credit,
is that for your planning commission?
plan commission, yeah. Should we continue this, defer this till next month, or,
You should.
pardon?
You should.
It should, yeah. But, okay, I'll take a motion to defer.
I'll make a motion to defer.
Motion by Mr. Burnham,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Hunley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapora?
Yes, motion carried, 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, may I suggest that staff send a letter to this applicant? There's a lot going on in this matter, and let him know he needs to be here, or you're gonna take action accordingly.
Yeah, and they definitely have to be here for a plan commission, right?
They do.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Number 2, developmental variance, Camus. Owner petitioner, Richard Camus Jr., 13132 Lindbergh Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303, vicinity of 13132 Lindbergh Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303. The developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to construct a 6-foot privacy fence on the property line of a corner lot, replacing the existing fence. So we have a petitioner.
Over 2.
This is Thursday, isn't it? That's a couple of meetings in a row he's missed.
Did we continue this one from last month?
Yeah, 'cause he wasn't here.
Oh, I'd say we dropped it. It was 2. There was no notification of us being notified, right?
Right.
It's 2.
No, we emailed him. I don't think we've gotten a response.
I haven't talked to the party.
Just for fence, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just for a fence, but still.
Right.
And the fence is up, he's got an existing fence, he just wants to replace it.
In the packet, talking from Michelle today, there's a little bit of a discrepancy from his description to where his existing fence is and what his site plan shows. So, yeah, we need to talk and we need to figure this out.
It's kinda hard to talk to him if he's not here.
Well, I get it, I'm,
Well, all right, then I'd say we defer it till next month, one more time. Have staff get a hold of them, tell them that you gotta get in and talk, who's they have to talk to, Michelle?
Michelle would be fine.
You know, to straighten out what,
Michelle or Nicole. If need be, we can bring Nicole up to speed on the matter, but I'm sure Michelle's apprised.
I don't oppose to do it one more time, not third.
well, I'll do it one more time because of what you just told me. But then if he doesn't,
I'll make a motion to
go ahead.
defer it till next month.
Have a motion by Mr. Burnham, to defer,
Second.
second by Mr. Riley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Capora?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. I told my wife this is gonna be a long meeting.
And we ain't done yet.
Okay. Number 3, Groen, developmental variance, owner petitioner Chad Groen, 9074 Pine Avenue, Crown Point, Indiana, 46307. Vicinity of 14607 Dewey Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303. This developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to reconstruct an existing house with a reduction in garage square footage to 384 square feet, a reduction of the side yard setback on the south property line to 4 feet, and a reduction in the side yard setback to 6 feet on the north property line. Are legals in order?
They are, you started this last month,
Okay,
continuation. I'm back.
you're back. Run us past this again.
Yeah, so we did revise the drawing, and originally we were asking for a 4-foot variance on one side and 6 foot on the other side. We are now conformed to the side yard, which was 8 foot on both sides. The
Okay,
only thing we would need a variance for at this point is the garage is, I think, 304 square feet instead of the required 400 square feet. So we're just having a hard time with the garage, but outside of that, all the side yards, backyards, front yards are all in conformity now.
and the square footage on the garage is 384?
No, not 304, it's like 304.
304.
In our notes, it says 384.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the original plan, it's been reduced.
It's been reduced again to
The
304?
whole thing's been downsized, yeah, so it's 304 now.
I have a seat for a minute. Let me call for remonstrators. Are there any remonstrators for or against? Any remonstrators for or against? Anybody online?
No.
Demonstration is closed. Step back up, please. Anybody representing building department?
I guess that would probably be me.
Any comments on that reduction now?
I haven't, how's it gonna sit on the lot? What's your front yard setback?
31 feet?
Okay. And you meet the requirements for the rear yard also?
Yes, we're 40 feet on the rear yard.
Okay. As long as there's some spacing in front for visitors, and if you guys are comfortable with the reduction in the size of the garage.
I will add there's a shed in the back for additional storage if that's a issue for whatever, but that's there.
As long as it meets setback requirements, I don't think I have a problem. Any problem with lot coverage?
That's my knowledge of.
I don't think there was a problem before, but it was just
That would be my only other.
yeah.
He doesn't need a variance for his new house at all, so he met all setbacks. So, and then his garage is just gonna be 100 square feet less than what it states. And I assume the garage setbacks are okay too.
I said 31 feet, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, he moved it in to make the.
And you made the house smaller from last month.
Yeah.
Now I have 5 Honda house and a 5 Honda lot, so.
I do recall that saying.
Any other discussion?
No, it's standard garage door be on there, just kind of a one car then, does that work? Okay. No, I'm good.
Well, if there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to allow the development of variance, allow the petitioner to restructure with an existing house with a reduction in garage square footage to 304, correct?
Yes.
all he
Reduction in
needs.
side yard setback
He
on
met all
south
the other
property.
That's all.
That's all we need.
He met on the site, yeah.
Right.
What findings of facts?
With findings of facts.
Have a motion by Mr. Burnham to approve the petitioner's request of reduction in garage size to 304 square feet with finding of facts. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Jackson. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Caparo?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
What's the next step, going to the permit process then after this?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
One quick question, no AC units or anything like that along the sides in the 8 feet?
There will be an AC unit on the, likely, let's see, south side.
But he meets the,
But he means.
The side lot.
But,
yeah,
just asking,
yeah.
it's something that we've considered before, so I was just asking.
Okay.
We're good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Uh-huh.
New business, number 1, Gilbert, developmental variance, owner petitioner Colleen and Emily Gilbert, Colin and Emily Gilbert, 7533 Independence Street, Maryville, Indiana, 46410. Synergy 6504 Fernwood Avenue, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303. This developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to construct a detached garage with the wall height of 14 feet and overall height of 17 feet. Are legals in order, sir?
Legals are in order, public hearing may be conducted.
Thank you. Name and address, please.
Name is Colin Govert. My current address is in Maryville, 7533 Independence Street. The new address will be 6504 Fernwood.
Okay, and give us your petition request.
I'm asking for 14-foot wall height and 17-foot overall height to build a garage to store my boat. The reason I'm asking for the higher walls is, sorry, so the boat can fit in there. I need to do a bigger garage door.
Is the height of your garage higher than your existing house?
No, we're currently building a house there, but it won't exceed it.
Oh, you're building the garage before you build the house?
No, we're trying to build them together. We're holding off on the garage till we get the variance passed, though.
But as goes for this garage, the new house that's being constructed,
Yeah.
is it going to be taller than your existing garage, or this garage that's being built? Is this, the garage you're building now?
Yeah.
Is it higher than the house that's being built?
No, it's not.
The house is already there, right?
No, we're building a house.
They're building a new
It was
house.
an empty lot, so
Okay.
we're putting a house now, a detached garage.
You're just trying to get your ducks in a row so you can start, but I have no problems.
Yeah.
So what else did I see that was there?
It's being built right now. It's not built yet.
It's under construction?
It's under construction, yeah. It just got done with framing.
What type of boat do you have that you had to have this
The
17
Yamaha. The Yamaha boat.
with?
The clearance I would need is just over 11 foot with it folded down on the trailer. So I need to put in a 12-foot door.
Okay.
Oh, so you're putting a 12-foot door?
It's,
What's the side street there that connects with Fernwood?
there is, well, we're on Fernwood, and then there's Hobart Street is near it.
Windsor?
Windsor is listed as unimproved. I'm not
Right,
sure.
Windsor stops at his front yard, and that house is built. Almost
We just put windows in yesterday.
Okay, but it's pretty much built. I just wanna make sure I was at the right house, because when you said under
If you see new
construction, I
construction,
mean,
it's us, I mean, I think we're the only
Yeah, I was
ones
gonna
back there
say,
in
it's-
construction.
yeah, it's up and there, when
Yeah, the house is there.
that's all I need to know. I just wanna make sure I'm at the right house.
That sounds.
So you submitted your permit for the house,
Yeah, yeah,
and then now you're gonna build the garage.
yeah, perfect, yeah.
And that goes on, that'd be on the east side of that house,
That is
towards
on-
the Windsor undeveloped road.
Yes.
Yeah, that 17 feet is no, his house is gonna be way taller than that.
Yeah,
The house there is way taller than that
It's-
17 feet.
it's fairly tall.
Yeah, it's a two-story.
Yeah, it's a high level.
Yeah.
It's a really tall house.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, you have a seat for a minute, I'll call for your administrators.
Sure.
Do we have any administrators for or against? Any administrators for or against? Anybody online?
No.
Demonstrations are closed. Come back up, please. Building department have any comments?
I was given no comments on this one. One thing I do notice that, it looks like his property falls off quite a bit, to the north. And,
Fernwood's like 4 blocks long, 3 blocks.
Fernwood is not a long street,
It connects 3 streets,
yeah, basically.
so it's not like, his property does not end at Fernwood, it might end at Windsor. Windsor is the one that's unimproved, it goes back behind his house.
Correct.
Fernwood's the one in front, and it's about, it connects Hobart, Windsor and something else.
Yeah.
So there's no houses around this?
Yeah,
There's a house
houses all
next
around it.
to my house, yes.
This is showing all woods, the picture I'm seeing.
Well,
It's, yeah.
basically where the garage is mostly all woods.
It is, yeah.
There's a house to the east, but it sits farther east.
Right.
There's a fence there.
Yep.
Chain link or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know the area.
I go look.
I guess
That's my job.
I would be amiss to, not state that, Tim Kubiak, Director of Operations, is not a big fan of extended height walls, but if he's got a boat and he needs 12 feet to get it in, and with the amount of neighbors that he would have back there or has back there, I can't see it being much of an issue.
Yeah. And I would suggest we send a code enforcement officer back there for around his house. He's building a nice house and that area needs to be taken care of.
There's a trailer back there we'd like to.
Well, no, there's a quite, and I haven't been back there in a long time. I lived a couple streets over when I was
Okay.
growing up. But I didn't know it was that bad back there. So I think some looking needs to be done, because this guy put up a nice house.
Thank you.
And the garage is not gonna overpower the house he put up. I can tell you that right now. He put up a real nice house.
Thank you.
So that 17-foot height is not gonna affect that area.
Any other discussion?
No, I'm okay with it.
Then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to allow a development variance to allow the petitioner to construct a detached garage with a wall height of 14 feet and an overall height of 17 feet to the findings of the fact.
Got a motion by Mr. Byrne to approve the developmental variance to allow the petitioner to conduct a detached garage with a height of 14 feet and a overall height of 17 feet per the findings of facts. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Riley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Capora?
No. Motion carries 4-1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 2. Koskela, developmental variance, Donald J. Koskela, 13502 Dewey Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303, vicinity of 13502 Dewey Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. The developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to construct a deck 2 feet from the left property line, 4 feet from the right property line, and 27 feet from the rear property line on a through lot in a pre-platted subdivision. Our legals in order.
Legals are in order.
Thank you, sir. State your name and address, please.
Donald Coskella, and my address is 13502 Dewey Street, Cedar Lake, 46303.
How do you pronounce that last name?
Coskella.
Yeah, I'm still screwed up again, but.
I'm used to it.
Okay, state what you want to do.
Just add a deck to my house. It's been, I've lived in the house over 20 years, and it's a house from 1910 or 1911, whatever it is. It's just overdue for kind of a facelift, and I've got new siding in order and things like that, so I want to just kind of modernize it and make it a nice.
It's going to be a wood deck
Yes,
with railings.
yes, no stairs. There won't be any stairs, it'll just be accessible from the house.
And it's going to be followed the one side of the, even with that side of the house.
Correct.
So that'll be the same distance as the 2 foot.
Mhm.
All right, let me call for some remonstrators, please. Just grab a seat right up front. You don't have to. Do we have any remonstrators for or against? Any remonstrators for or against? Nobody online? Remonstration's closed. Come back up, sir. Share exercise for today. Building department, any comments?
No. I mean, it's a very unique situation. There's an extremely steep, drop-off, going down the hill. It's kind of unique that there's a small, block of property, that's not his, that's, I don't know whose it is. It's very small, it's unbuildable, in the condition that it's in. No, with the continuation of being, along both, existing, building lines, we have no issues.
Okay.
I think his is the only house out there that doesn't have a deck. When I looked, everybody around him's got the decks built
That's
out
true.
over.
He does, in the picture, you can see every single house.
So when I went to, you answered my question, because everybody else has got stairs down to the road to get to the lake.
Yeah, 'cause
You're not
that's,
putting stairs in, so.
Well, you've seen the hillside, it's pretty steep, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this,
Just to maintain
3-story
that.
stairs they got on some of these decks over there.
The weeds were $1,800 to remove, and I just want to fill that in with,
sir, do you own that parcel all the way to the road for me both ways?
yes,
All right.
well, that's the picture. It's kind of like an L shape, but I go to the both roads.
Okay.
Any other comments? Discussion? All right, board decision. Secretary, you make the motion.
I don't make.
I'll make a motion to allow the development variance to allow the petitioner to construct a deck of 2 feet from the left property line, 4 feet from the right property line, and 27 feet from the rear property line on through a lot in a pre-platted super subdivision to the findings of the fact.
All right, motion made by Mr. Burnham to approve the developmental variance to allow the petitioner to construct a deck 2 feet from the left property line, 4 feet from the right property line, 27 feet from the rear property line, on a through lot in a pre-platted subdivision for the finding of facts. So I have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Jackson. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapura?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Number 3, EYM Realty, developmental variance. Owner petitioner Kelly Cripe, 9849 Lincoln Plaza Way, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303, vicinity of 13300 Lincoln Way Plaza, Suite B, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303. This developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to apply for a parking variance for the rear space behind Pizza Hut. The petitioner is requesting to withdraw this variance due to finding another space to rent that is more advantageous.
We have to do nothing with that one, right?
Yeah, withdrawn, so.
Just withdrawn?
Done.
Do they have to, at least know,
We can note it in the record, the minutes of the meeting can reflect it.
all right, very good, we're good.
Number 4, Burns, developmental variance. Owner petitioner Lynn M. Burns, 7201 West 143rd Place, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303. Vicinity of 7201 West 143rd Place, Cedar Lake, Indiana, 46303. Developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to install a 6-foot privacy fence on a corner lot not served by a sidewalk. Are legals in order, sir?
Legals are in order.
Thank you. State your name and address, please.
Lynn Burns, 7201 West 143rd Place in Sunrise Park.
And state your reason for being here.
I'd like to install a fence to the east and north of my property. On the east, I'd like to extend the existing fence line of the neighbor to my south and continue that fence line and go up to the front building line of my house. I have some pictures here if you'd like me to share.
I think we have those.
Yeah, but we should have
Yeah,
pictures
we
in the
got it.
packet.
Yeah.
It's,
So 8 foot off the one side of the house and 16 foot off the other side?
Yes.
she's adding the green line, if you all got the picture of it. The red line, the fence is there. The green line is what she wants to add.
They're just connected to the red lines, they're just connected
Yes.
one fence line to another?
That's right.
They're keeping consistent with the setback off of Morris with the southern neighbor.
I see that, but they also taking that fence and going from the back to the front. The neighbor behind her doesn't, whoever that house is, their fence line starts at the back of their house.
No, that red line
Yeah,
is all in.
that's existing, I know, but, and the
She's-
green is where she wants to add.
There's
That
a-
green line is going to the front of her house now.
Right, she wants to add to the front building line of the house, out to the Moore Street, and then staying in line with the fence of her neighbor.
Right, but then she wants to take the front of her house and take the fence to the front, that where the L is.
Right, it doesn't go into the front yard, it stays even with the house. She's just enclosing her yard, is basically what she's doing.
I've included a picture in my packet of the view from the stop sign at 143rd Place going east and looking south on to Morris.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near blocking the view of that street coming out, because her house sits pretty far back on her lot. When I went over there the other day, yeah, and it does go up too, yeah.
Yeah, that hill,
Yeah, it's basically on a hill there at the corner.
What was those folks saying? Is that Daubers?
Yeah.
This is the new house, this house burned down and they built this new house
Right.
across from Mary Leather's house, if you
Right.
know where Mary
Well,
Leather's
I'm going back a neighbor before her with the Daubers. They used to
Yeah.
raise Dane, big dogs?
St. Bernard's.
St. Bernard's,
Yeah.
okay, yep. Okay.
Times have changed, that's for sure.
I know the property well, sorry.
Yeah, we all lived in the neighborhood, so we all know them.
I'm just looking to get some privacy.
Hey, I feel left out, I've only been in town 25 years.
Yeah,
You're a
right.
young guy.
I feel lucky to have good neighbors, because I'm the little house right next to her.
Okay, let me, call for a remonstrator, you can just grab a seat right up front. Are there any remonstrators for or against? State your name and address, please.
Bernadette Coons, 7205 West 143rd Place. I'm for it. When I apply Clearview, there's no obstructions. I think it'd be a nice additional to her property.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you. Any other remonstrators for or against? Nobody online? Demonstrations are closed. Will they have to maintain, will there be a vision line that's gonna be blocked with this fence, or will it,
I don't think so.
No.
No, she's
I
not
think,
forced.
as she
The only problem
stated,
is I have heard that fence line, normally we don't take it to the front of the house. We go from the back. So, I mean,
no, you can take it to the front of the house.
yeah, when there's a utility door. When there's no door on there, we never go that far,
No, but that's him.
or anywhere.
No, that's,
I thought we don't ever take the fences all the way to the front of the house.
you don't need a utility door to bring it, you could bring it to the front of the house, correct?
I think the only thing you question is the 6 foot.
No, I don't care about the 6 foot, and then, I understand Morris, I thought we don't take them to the front.
I don't see a problem with it.
I think we approved those before, to the front.
Mhm.
as long as it doesn't encroach into the front yard
Yeah.
any closer than.
No, it's not gonna change the view or anything,
No.
I'm not saying that.
Primary.
And Morris Street is busy, I could definitely see why they want that there,
Yeah.
so, I'm fine.
Okay.
I guess that is one foot, we plan on adding a gate,
2 5-foot gates between,
okay, and that's gonna be allowed or proposed where?
on the north side of the property,
Facing 143rd?
yes.
So
On that
no-
16-foot
no gate on
side there,
Morris.
Jeff,
Yeah.
she has 6 foot and then a 10-foot gate. What I see.
I don't have any more questions.
Any other, discussion?
Are the other fences there 6 foot already, or are they same, just gonna kind of blend right in?
Yes,
Yeah, everything over there,
as far as I go, yeah.
everything's 6 foot.
Perfect.
All right, then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a favorable motion for development variance to allow the petitioner to install a 6-foot privacy fence on a corner lot not served by a sidewalk to the findings of the fact.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Riley. Motion made by Mr. Burnham, second by Mr. Riley, to approve the developmental variance to allow the petitioner to install a 6-foot privacy fence on a corner lot not served by a sidewalk per finding of the facts. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Capora?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Number 5, O'Donnell Construction Developmental Variance. Owner petition, O'Donnell Homes Limited, P.O. Box 717, Crown Point, Indiana, 46308. Cindy of 13527 Lakeside Boulevard, Cedar Lake, Indiana. This developmental variance is to allow the petitioner to increase allowable building coverage area from 25 to 30%. Legals in order?
Yeah.
Thank you. Name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Michael O'Donnell, 812 White Hawk Drive, Crown Point, Indiana.
Okay. State what you want to do here.
So I'm requesting a variance to build a 2,063 square foot ranch, 3-car, with a 14 by 14 covered patio. My customer, they have a daughter that lives nearby, and they were hoping to, be close so they could watch their children. The home sets within the required setbacks. Square footage total is like 3,138. Square footage of the lot's approximately 11,047, which is approximately like 28% of 28% coverage. So obviously we're exceeding the 25% that you're looking for. A big portion of it is the 3-car garage. I mean, that's 786 square feet. The covered patio is 196, the 14 by 14. And then we have like some front covered porch. It's like 83 square feet. If I back that out, if I back the 3-car and the covered patio in the rear, I would only be able to build like a 1687 square foot home. And I've been building for over 30 years. The second home I built was 1,250 square foot. I haven't built a ranch smaller than 1,800 square feet in over 30 years. So I'm just, like I said, requesting the possibility of a variance to build a modest ranch.
So you think it's gonna be 28%, or is it that, or are you just doing 30 to be safe?
Yeah, I mean, I figure like 28.4, and I don't know, like if somebody were to come and look to get a, you know, like a shed, then they wouldn't have to come for the variance,
Yeah.
I would assume. So that's why I went for the 30.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you granted this and they come back to put a shed up, I doubt if they'll get another variance.
And I'm okay with that.
It's gotta be that house or the highway, huh?
Well, they love your, city here, so.
You know, purposes of us saying, hashing all this out, is this a lakeside? Where's this located?
It is, it's gonna, yeah. I
Lakeview.
think it's
Or
gonna be,
Lakeview, whatever
That's
it's called.
Lakeview.
yeah, 13527 Lakeside, so it does, like, it backs up to the water. I think the thing too, like what I found is a lot of times like, you know, like with 2 stories, like people may not want to be on the water when they have children because they're concerned about the safety. I think that the lakeside lots are probably more appropriate for, you know, people in their 50s. Just an opinion.
I understand, and, you know, I'm not, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But, you know, when they come in here and they vet it and they want this and they do a PUD, and this is the size lots they want, and they know the ordinances, and then boom, we're up there, we've got people wanting to, you know, increase the coverage rates. And, they either have to talk to the developers have to talk to the builders and see what size houses they're gonna be putting up, or what their clientele is looking for, so that the developer can get the right size property that'll hold that size houses to meet our ordinances, you know? I know, you're in a tough spot, and we're in a tough spot.
Yeah, I think the thing too is to keep in mind is that like, I think there's like certain price points, and we're trying to stay within certain price points. And believe it or not, I mean, these ranches, I mean, you're looking at close to $600,000. So from the developer standpoint, I'm not a developer, I'm just a builder, I just buy lots, right? But, I mean, if they, let's say that they lost, you know, out of the 55 lots, they lost 5 lots, and all of a sudden, instead of us paying like 90 grand, we're paying 110. So 20 grand, so, okay, now, trying to stay under 600, now I'm at 620. So, I mean, that's something to consider, you know. I know, I hear you, and then, you know, like in Copper Creek, you know, the high-end subdivision, just like I think this is gonna be, like a high-end subdivision, I mean, like, you know, the square footage, like I just closed on a house, the lot was 130 by, the lot size 130 by 80, so it's actually a little bit smaller than this lot, and we did the same exact house there in Copper Creek, you know, so I mean, that's what I see this subdivision becoming, is like a Copper Creek, you know, like upscale, high-end homes, and, you know, you look at the builders in there, there's 5 builders that, like, you know, we build and preserve, so building all over, and we're building beyond specs, like we do 10-inch foundation walls, we do conduit, so we're going above and beyond what we're building there.
Well, first of all, we don't consider finances here, whether the developer's gonna make money or lose money, whether the builder's gonna make money or lose money, that's not our job to even consider that. Secondly, there's 5 builders, like you say, I go back to my statement before, you need to get together with the developer and tell them, we need lots this size if we're building in Cedar Lake.
So can I respond?
So then it would keep, you know, all this out of the way. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but you can go in there, and I can build a 4,000 square foot 2-story.
I didn't hear that.
I said, I can go in there and I can build a 4,000 square foot 2-story, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't build a 2,000 square foot ranch.
Ordinances.
No, I get it, but maybe that needs to possibly be, you know, looked at, maybe for ranches, because ranches, like, they're gonna cover more real estate, right? Because you're going up to 2-story, you know what I mean? Like, so, just something to think about.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean, like, a ranch is gonna cover more.
Well, you're not the first person that's been up here to have us think about it, so.
Yeah, no, I didn't think that.
Yeah. Why don't you have a seat for a minute, I'll call for your administrators. Interview administrators for or against? Interview administrators for or against? Nobody online? Administrations are closed. Step back up, sir. Building department, anything? comments?
Well, actually, I think you're a little bit off, John. I don't believe this is a PUD, correct?
It is not.
So this is a regular R2 zoned district,
Okay,
and that's why if they had come in and asked for a PUD, they could have asked for a 30% lot coverage as part of one of the conditions with the planning commission.
correct.
They did not choose to go that way, and now, with the market conditions in Cedar Lake, these are some of the things that are gonna test the waters for us. So, other than the lot coverage, it meets all of our standards for a standard R2 zoning district. Without whether or not you guys feel that, 2.5%, 3% over is exorbitant. I mean, he's talking about a nice house, nice housing stock in Cedar Lake.
And Jeff, my other thing is that, say, after we went through that last month, I actually sat and thought, I was thinking what was presented to us, and then I started doing the math. But I was basing it on 10,000 square foot. So then I went, then 25% is 2,500 square feet. And I'm thinking, well, and I started doing the math. I figured you guys count the garage. Most garages are 3-car. Conservative small 3-car garage is 600 square feet. So now you're down to 19. A covered porch, which I had to learn, I didn't know that was part of it. I mean, a covered porch is, you go look around, most houses have covered porches. It's not, and then the third thing I found is that the house designs, they're all meeting all the setbacks. I mean, they're putting that house and meeting every single setback of it. And the stuff that we're requiring that's throwing them off, and then they have to include a covered porch on the front house. So that square footage has to be added in to that 25%. Now, Mr. I didn't know that your lot was 11,000?
Yeah, 11,047.
I mean, you do the math and take that out, I don't know. I know why we did it last month, I do, but if he's reaching out and building a home for that person, I mean, it's hard, that's the catch. And, I mean, I necessarily don't care what other towns are doing, I understand what our ordinance is, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, but I'm also just putting consideration of what requirements that we are putting on that subcontractor.
Well, the only reason last month I don't like doing blanket anything. Like he came in, his house, we take his house for what it is.
Correct.
It's not the whole subject, it's his house, and that's the way I like it. So I know what I'm looking at. I just don't want to come in and, oh yeah, 55 lots, yeah, go ahead. No, I'm not for that. This is what I want. Every lot, you want to build a bigger house, you come in and you talk to us. And then I see what's going up on that lot. And he came in here before, we didn't know what was going on.
And John, I don't mind it, how you said it, this is the only thing that gets approved on lots. So when that homeowner comes back and wants to put a 12 by 14 shed on there, well, it ain't gonna be able to do it. I don't really oppose that. I mean, you're gonna sacrifice your size in your house, fine, then that's your sacrifice. You're not gonna be able to get another ordinance on that lot. I mean, I don't know, Mr. O'Donnell, how you feel about that. But I think that homeowner is gonna be a lot more happy about getting the stuff upgrades on that house and over that shed in the back.
I think that a lot of times that 3-car garage is more so takes the place of the sheds.
Of the sheds.
You know what I mean? So, which should make it much cleaner.
Would you feel comfortable putting that in if we go that route?
Well, I don't think.
Are we allowed to even do that or no?
I don't think because.
You can impose conditions.
Oh, we cannot put, we can't sit, I can't.
You may impose reasonable conditions.
So okay, so I could add that to that, if that's something.
It's not whether I feel comfortable or not, it's what the 5 of us feel comfortable with. Now, I don't disagree with, I didn't know it was an R2, I'm remiss on that part, but, I agree with what Jeff said, I agree with what you said, I didn't say you wouldn't get the shed, I said, but odds are that we wouldn't approve it. So, I mean, yeah, and I like what Jerry here said too, is that instead of giving a blanket, variance, so you come in here and talk to us and discuss it and show us what you're gonna build. So, yeah, I agree with all of that. I'm just saying this is what our ordinance is, and that's what that is. Okay, any other discussion?
So you were adding, you wanted to go to 30 to have some extra square foot for a shed, right? Is that what you're trying to get at? Because
I mean, I'm okay with 28 by 4. If I can build this house, I'm good.
I was just wondering if you did that padded square foot, would you get a shed later, or would this be like a one and done if you didn't use all this school?
Well, I guess that's how we state the variance, correct?
I'm just saying you may not get a shed if you got the 30% because it'd be committed to this piece here, so I don't,
We have to let them know up front that there's a possibility that a later request for a variance for a shed may not fly because of the coverage you already have. We're not saying you won't get it.
right. You just have to try.
But they need to know that for their own,
Right.
self-purposes.
So you're saying 28.5 will get you what you want?
So my question to you then, if you wanted to go to 30, but that 30%, I'm not a mathematician what that comes out to. How many square feet is that other 30? If we went from 28 to 30%. Yeah, I mean, your guess is gonna, I'm not math, I mean, a typical shed is 12 by 12.
Might be 140 square feet is what always.
1.5% times.
Oh, so if we did do the 30, if the homeowner wanted to come back and for this particular address, we go to 30%, they would be able to do their shed. There's enough room.
If we went to 30.
So that's what I'm asking. Yeah, are you comfortable doing to 30, or are we gonna stick it to the 28.5?
I was just making sure that if you got the 30, that square footage would be available for something else and not be, well, that was your,
I mean, that's what,
your patio.
that's what they come in at, is the sheds, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
And they can't put a one-car garage size back there. And
No.
there's a size limitation that the town of Cedar Lake requires.
So he would come back, if they came back, they would say,
Well, he won't, his homeowner would.
Yeah.
If you give them 30
Yeah,
and they want to put a shed up, and it says 10 by 10, 100 square feet, and that falls into the 30% coverage, they don't have to come
they
back.
won't be back here for a variance.
Yeah.
Nope.
They will not have to come back as long as it's
They
in
can
there.
keep it out of the easement and abide by a, side yard setback.
Is there an easement on that lot? Is that the lot, does that lot back up to the pond?
It does.
Is there an easement over there?
There is one shown in the site plan.
So 15, so then that'll come into play at a later date. That's not gonna come into play for us.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I sat and did the math, that was what I was considering to build a 1,500 square foot ranch. It's just,
Okay, well, if there's no more discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to allow the variance, development variance to allow the petitioner to increase, allowable building coverage area from 25 feet to 30%. To the findings of the fact.
I second it.
Motion made by Mr. Burns, second by Mr. Riley, to approve the development.
Mr. Hunley.
Mr. Hunley seconded it.
Sorry,
Mr. Hunley.
Mr. Hunley. Two guys sound alike.
Yeah, it's bad air.
Don't tell me that.
I put 25 feet.
25%, yes.
That's what I'm.
Signed by Mr. Hunley to approve the developmental variance to allow the petitioner to increase allowable building coverage area from 25 to 30% to allow for a house, garage, and covered porch. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapar?
Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. One thing I'd just like to throw out there, it makes it difficult for me to sell the ranches there. Like if I have a customer come in and then to go through the process, so I mean, like, could this be like construed as possibly like a precedent that you're setting, so that?
No.
Okay.
You come back here, if you got another lot, you come back and do the same process.
Fair enough, thank you, appreciate it, gentlemen.
Okay. Update items, Cedar Lake Stars, Phase 1.
We have
What about, we got one more.
Number 6.
What about number 6?
You don't have it?
You wanna read mine?
This will be the last page. Last one. You don't have it.
Oh, huh.
John, why don't you take this one, good?
Okay, number 6, Dorn Fresman, developmental variance. Owner KDV Enterprises LLC, 3008 Brampton Lane, Dyer, Indiana, 64311. Petitioner Doom Construction, Inc. Dorn. Not Doom, Dorn.
Dorn.
Jamie Friesma, 1326 Slants Lane, Sherville, Indiana, 46375. Developmental variances to allow the petitioner to increase allowable building coverage area from 25 to 28.3% to allow for a home garage covered porch. Basically the same as the last one, huh? Legals in order?
In order.
They are? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. State your name and address, please.
My name is Carter Dorn. I'm here on behalf of Dorn Construction. My address is 1326 Lance Lane, Sherrville, Indiana.
Okay, tell us what you want to do.
Okay, so my client is building a house in Lakeside, and what they want to do is ask for the extra 3.3% on the variance because they want to put a larger garage in. Now, my client has a truck that he would wish to keep in his garage because he keeps all his tools in there for work. It's thousands of tools, and he preferred not to keep them in the driveway and put them in the garage. So this is beneficial for him, so he doesn't have to worry about his material and his truck and his tools. And it is also beneficial for the neighbors because they don't have to stare at his truck sitting in the driveway. And the second thing is the covered porch. The covered porch is adding to the square footage of the house that is putting us over the variance. Now, they want this covered porch because the house does back up to the water with the lots they have. The setbacks of the house fall within the parameters of the regulations from east to west and north to south. Did I cover everything? Close. What else do you have?
How you doing? I'm up.
Give me your name and address, please.
My name is Jamie Friesma, and my address is 12625 West 108th Place in St. John, Indiana.
Okay.
And we have purchased a lot, and we're hoping to build a 3,300 square foot story and a half on the property backing up to the lake there. Like you said, my truck is used for work, and we'd like to be able to put it inside. I carry GPS and all that kind of stuff for work, have an equipment operator. And frankly, my wife doesn't want to look at it either. And I don't think my neighbors would want to look at it as well. So we'd also like the covered porch in the back because we love the area, we love the development, we love the town. And we would love to enjoy the lake that has been created as, you know, for just enjoying the backyard and enjoying the area.
Is this an R2 too, also?
Same.
So?
Yep. Same.
What?
Same subdivision, about
Same
2 lots down.
Same subdivision, 2 lots down?
Give me
Yeah.
over to 30 if you guys are.
I don't see much difference from the last one there.
No.
Nope.
No, and the garage doors are even, they're not, one's not one taller than the other.
Right.
It's just basic, and like I said, it comes down to those square footages. When you add the garage, and you add that, well, the garage added, but it's the covered porches.
The porch, yeah.
Like I said, I have the same comments as what is, I don't have a problem.
Question we have to ask, so.
And then, I started, being that this is your house,
Can you change that?
you may want to put a shed on there, so are you asking for the same 30%?
Okay. I didn't know
Or do you want the
stated in writing,
28 point?
couldn't do it.
I would like a 30% in case I would like to do it future, you know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna ask, can we go up to 38, 38.5?
28.
30?
28.
Just round it up.
Yeah, just round it to 30. Because I imagine we're gonna get more people coming in for 30 foot, and then we won't have 30 here, 20 there, 20.
Not if the
30.
word doesn't get out.
30%.
Now, it's catching fire in that neighborhood.
Well, like I said, again, it meets all the offsets on all the way around. There's certain things that when they go to build it, that's what they're getting caught up on. But it's not like they're putting, it's a nice add-on. It's not, it's part of the house, I get it. I don't have any more questions.
When you bought the lot, the developer didn't say it was gonna be 30 or anything like that, did he? 'Cause he came in and tried to get them all done at once,
So that was the developer,
That
so the builders
Yeah.
that bought the lots.
That wasn't us.
He didn't tell you that, no.
They had no idea that it was only 25% coverage.
Yes.
So, and that it was all like a big shot.
Is that lot another 11,000?
What is it exactly?
85 by 135.
It's 80 by 135.
If you do math.
I would imagine it's very similar.
It's 11,000 something, I think. You have my phone.
That's my big head, sorry.
All right.
Very one.
I can calculate it and tell you.
85 by 135?
Yep,
80
11,000.
80.
By 135.
Oh,
85.
80.
Oh, 80. $10,800 square feet. Wow.
10,800 square feet.
eighty by 135 is 11,475.
Yeah, I can't do that.
We're going with it.
Well, like I say, I don't see much
Well,
difference.
That would be consistent if the last one was 11,700, or
Mhm.
047, so that's within 400 square feet of each other.
Yeah, I don't see much difference between the two, so. Any other discussion by the commissioners? No more discussion?
No.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the development variance.
Still haven't had public comment.
Oh, we didn't?
Demonstrators.
Remonstrate.
You did.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought I did that, no?
No.
Just a minute. May any demonstrators for or against?
Come for.
Round four.
Okay.
Now, you guys gotta understand, you gotta come up, give your name and address, and then... Okay, any demonstrators against? Okay, demonstrators opposed. Okay, now, I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to approve this variance to allow the petitioner to increase allowable building coverage from 25% to 30% to allow the house, garage, and covered porch to the findings of the fact.
I'll second it.
A motion by Mr. Burnham, and seconded by Mr. Hunley, to approve the petitioner's request. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Capora?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Thanks for the education tonight, guys.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Okay, now I can go to update. Cedar Lake, storage. We have an update on Cedar Lake storage?
The only thing that I saw, there was something with their foreign line or some kind of $7,000.
Has any of the paving begun?
I
No.
don't think it can.
When's their deadline?
18th,
Coming up,
5 days.
coming next week.
So Joe, are you considering letting them go on? Or are you
Well-
going, or is your plans to do other?
I mean, I think with paving seasons and waiting for asphalt plants, I think that was the reason why the planning commission decided that they were going to, push their date back, or give them a mid-June, date. No, I mean, I guess I don't have a problem giving them a couple more weeks.
Well, back when we gave them till June 18th was in the winter,
Correct.
and there was no asphalt being laid, the plants weren't open, and so on and so forth. And then they were supposed to get on the list as soon as the plants opened up, or if I was doing it, I would have been on the list right after I walked out of this room, back in the winter. But they've had plenty of time to contact whoever they want to use to put the asphalt down. get on their list and get things rolling. Now, this is, almost the middle of June, and, they've been here before us and were made aware of the fact. The choice is give them more time or pull the letter of credit, and then we have to do it.
Is that a correct statement?
It is, but is collecting the money and getting the job done is still an issue.
Collecting the money from that insurance fund?
I think that'll be the easier of the tasks.
But getting it done.
But getting it done is the issue that's on the table.
Because of finding a contractor to do the work?
No, we'll find a contractor, probably not tomorrow, but relatively quick. The parking of vehicles is existing on unpaved parcels that require paving. And we're talking, trailers, campers, boats, the like. And the issue is whether we can touch those items or whether the property owner developer will cause those vehicles to be moved. So we're gonna learn more about that, I think, Wednesday night.
Probably Wednesday night, next planning commission meeting.
And I think he's got a contractor hired.
Well, I hope so, Bob.
And I've seen big construction trucks pulling stuff out of there. I don't know what they're pulling out.
Well, they should be communicating with us, telling us what they're doing, or we should call them, give them a call tomorrow and say, hey, well, what's going on? They have a letter of credit up, right, or do they have a checkup? Letter of credit?
Yeah, it's a letter of credit, I believe.
Yeah, and then in order for us to draw on it, we have to make do it at a public hearing, right?
That's next week. Public meeting.
Yeah, but what day is that?
Wednesday.
19th?
Wednesday for the planning commission, Wednesday, 19th sounds about right.
Well, that's a day late, right?
What's the date of the,
18th, we told them, 18th keeps bouncing around in my head.
that might be the day you told them you were gonna call it. I don't think that's the deadline.
Well, we need to, contact them and let them know what's going on, and find out why they haven't started it, or if they have, when's the estimated completion date?
How about a letter from the asphalt company when they plan on being here?
Oh, the contractor that they hired to do the work?
Yeah.
I have to get them to do it.
Even if we didn't, who says that we can get a contractor, even with Ron or line of credit, we might not even be able to get a contractor.
Oh, I'm sure we could get a contractor.
Well, and I think like Dave alluded to, I think getting a pavement company and a contractor willing to do it, but do we really want to take on the responsibility and the liability of
moving all the cars that are already there?
Well, I say somebody gives this guy a call and find out what his plan is. When's the last time we talked to him? Give him a call, Jeff, tomorrow.
I will
I
do
mean-
that, I'll put it on my list.
Just tell him, hey, the deadline's coming up, what's your plan?
I've got the meeting minutes all year, Jerry, and we've monitored this all year. We kept getting pushed back.
Yeah. But now he had a deadline, whatever it is, the 18th, 19th, or whatever. Call him up tomorrow and say, hey, you got 5 days before the deadline's up, what are you doing?
I'd like to see when you call him up, have him have his contractor call you and give you a date.
All he's gotta do is show us a copy of his contract. He's got a signed contract with an asphalt company,
And it might be done next week, if somebody says they're moving vehicles out of there and stuff, it could be on the way. But we don't know that because we haven't talked to the guy.
Right.
Maybe get just a call and get a little update.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay, enough on that. Any public comment? Public comment? Nobody online?
No.
Public comment is closed. We're adjourned.